Hey everybody, so it's been 3 weeks and 1 day now since I quit smoking. Yay me, I only have one hand available because I'm holding the camera with the other. So anyway, I'm at the store right now. I'm sitting in the parking lot actually getting ready to go home. And it occurred to me that here we are 3 weeks after quitting smoking, and I'm finally just now getting around to cleaning the car out, cleaning the ashtrays out, throwing away all the, anything cigarette related at the house, and including like the extra cigarettes that I have left over from the pack that I was smoking when I stopped. See, the thing is, I've neglected to do what a lot of people tend to do, which some of the very first things that people will do is everything that I have not done, like cleaning out your ashtrays and cleaning out your car and getting ready to be smoke free. I've avoided every last bit of that, and there's reason behind that, and that's in this video, what I plan to tell you. Okay, so here we are on Saturday. I quit smoking 3 Fridays ago, so 3 weeks in a day. I've been off of cigarettes, and I'm finally starting to clean up the areas where I smoked a lot, finally cleaning out ashtrays, cleaning my car out. You see I've even cleaned off my little desk area right here, which for me is an accomplishment. See, I used to sit here and play games and like on the Xbox, and I'd smoke cigarettes, at this desk. So I had ashes on it. I had an ashtray that was full of ashes. Well, of course, this ashtray is empty now, and mind you, it is blackened because I put cigarettes out in it, but nonetheless, there's no ashes in it. It is empty. I cleaned my car out earlier today. So finally, I'm going back and cleaning up after the latest smoking fiasco that went on for however many months I was smoking. So why did I wait so long to do that? Why didn't I do that the moment I quit? So here's the deal. When I quit smoking, I wanted to forget about cigarettes altogether. I didn't want anything plaguing me every day to remind me to have a cigarette craving. I didn't want, I didn't want to be exposed to the things that I was always exposed to before when I was smoking that would put me back in that mindset and give me a craving. See, I didn't just avoid cigarettes, I avoided cravings. And while that sounds, like, oh, hey, Captain Obvious, like those commercials, it's a little more in-depth than that. To give you an example, one thing that a lot of people will do, and it's something that I did, which apparently was a mistake previous times when I was quitting smoking, and that is I would download an app. But what this app did is it tracked, the time since I smoked my last cigarette, how much money I'd saved, how much circulation I've gotten back, how much healthier I'm getting over time. And while that's all fine and dandy because it's true, I was checking that app every day. And when I was checking that app every day, I was thinking about smoking. Going to that app that was meant to help me quit smoking was giving me cravings. So I did not download an app this time. Now I did last night re-download finally the app that I used before just because I wanted to keep track of when I quit, but I'm not checking the app every day. I've disabled push notifications. It's just something that can be there. So one day, a year down the road or 2 years down the road, I can look at it and be like, oh wow, I've made some pretty significant progress this time. And in terms of not cleaning my car up and like not cleaning out the ashtrays and everything, that almost sounds counterproductive. I get that, because if I don't clean those things up, then really I'm just sitting around them again and still keeping cigarettes fresh in my head because I'm sitting next to an ashtray. There's another way to look at that scenario, and that is I had this ashtray placed where I would always smoke. So cleaning out the ashtray, while that gets rid of the smoke smell and I'm not seeing cigarette butts and cigarette ashes to remind me of smoking, pushing that ashtray out of the way, I was not aware, or I might not be as aware of the fact that I'm going to the same places, sitting down in the same spots where I would usually enjoy a cigarette. So having that dirty ashtray sitting there reminded me to not go sit there. because that is where one of my comfort spots was, where I would sit down, smoke a cigarette out of boredom or out of stress or whatever reason I was smoking. So keeping the ashtrays there helped me avoid those areas altogether, because obviously I want to avoid the ashtray, but I also want to avoid going back to the same area where I would be drawn to smoke a cigarette. And in terms of the car, really, I just avoided car rides altogether. You guys can probably hear my cats playing with their little toy in the other room there. But having the car still messy with cigarettes was kind of okay with me, because I didn't want to be in the car. You know, being in the car, oh my goodness, cats, was where I smoked a lot of cigarettes. You know, I could be making a 5-minute trip down the road and try to squeeze 2 cigarettes in on my way there. You know, smoking in the car is huge for probably almost every smoker out there. You know, very few will have some sort of a rule in place that says do not smoke in the car. I did for a while. It didn't work out. But yeah, keeping cigarettes and like the bottles full of cigarette butts in the car, knowing that I was trying to avoid cigarettes and cravings, keeping those things in the car helped keep me away from the car, because I didn't want to sit next to that ashtray or that bottle. So I started planning my trips a little more accordingly, and just trying to limit the amount of time that I spent in the car. And another thing that's a huge bummer, but really, I mean, I just got to deal with it, is we had such a very convenient location for a gas station that's literally right around the corner from our house. You know, we could walk there, you know, if needed be, if it was a real bad winter time or something, but we needed something. But the thing is, I have years and years of history, you know, almost a decade off and on of buying cigarettes at that gas station. Buying cigarettes on the way to work, buying cigarettes on the way home, just running around the corner to get a pack of cigarettes. That was my go-to place. It would really be detrimental to me to go back to that store, because whenever I do, I'm gonna think about all the times that I had bought cigarettes while I was there. So the last 3 weeks, to sum up all this way too much information that I've given you, the last 3 weeks have been pretty much avoidance. And not just avoiding cigarettes, but avoiding cravings altogether. Avoiding any scenario or any instance that would put me back in the mindset of being a smoker. And I'll tell you what, these last 3 weeks have not been miserable. I have really limited the amount of cravings that I think I probably would have had. Words. So really, this is me just giving you I guess another idea, another method that could possibly work for you to help you quit smoking. Because really, sure, I've done this for 3 weeks, but you really just need to play the game of avoidance and, you know, try to limit your cravings and try to avoid cigarettes the best you can. It's really during like the first few days. The 3-day hump, you know, when nicotine is working its way out of your system and it's slowly becoming less and less, but it's basically telling your body, it's telling your mind, quick, put more in me. So, I mean, those first few days can be extremely rough from a cravings standpoint. And then, of course, even after those 3 days, you're still gonna have a little bit of time, kind of like I've had so far and will probably continue to have for a little while longer, that time period where you just miss the idea of smoking. You know, and that might be something that never goes away, which is why I said in a previous video, it might have been the very last video, that's why you have to have a plan pretty much for the rest of your life, because from this point on, when you quit, you're not an ex-smoker, you're a recovering addict, and it's something that you're gonna have to think about the rest of your life and just have a plan in place to do something if a craving would ever happen, you know, or a plan to deal with scenarios where you're going to be exposed to a lot of cigarettes, like if you're having a party at a bar or something. You got to know what you're going to do when you get there, because if a craving strikes, you could very easily slip right back into being a smoker again. So I don't know if the sensation and the idea of just wanting to smoke a cigarette really ever truly goes away. I'm sure for some people it does, and some people it doesn't. It's like anything else, not everything is the same for everybody. But if there's anything I can tell you about this time, quitting smoking, really it's just play the game of avoidance. Just not avoiding just cigarettes, but avoiding cravings, period. You know, avoiding anything that you would normally do or anywhere you would normally be that would make you want to smoke. Avoid, avoid, avoid. I guess that's all I got for you in this video. Mainly just an update and just telling you about the strategy I've used so far that seems to be working for me. And really, I hope that you know, you're trying to quit smoking, or you are quitting smoking, or have quit smoking already. And I hope it's going good for you. And if not, or if you're still struggling, or if you're getting ready to quit, you know, go back through the channel, look at some of the other videos, because I've quit many times. You know, I've always come back, you know, up until this point. Hopefully I never come back to smoking again. But the thing is, I've always made it over the 3-day hump. I've always made it weeks or months or years. You know, quitting smoking cold turkey has never been the issue. It's a matter of staying quit for me. But if I can help you at least quit and get over that 3-day hump and those couple or few weeks, you know, of just still having just kind of lingering cravings or lingering missing cigarettes, you know, if I can help you get through that and get you to the point where you've, you know, pretty much officially quit, you just have to stay that way. If I can help you in any way, I mean, that's the whole point of me making these videos for you. That's the whole point of what I'm doing here. Might even be the whole point of this channel in the future. We'll just have to see how things go, because I have no clear direction on where the hell this is going. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you there. Thank you again for checking this one out, and good luck.